Hey there, Dr. Vanessa from Motherhood Unmasked, and I have just come from a wonderful massage, hence the sans makeup. But I wanted to say something here. Self-care is painful sometimes, and it's still worth it. We talk about it, especially for moms, we talk about it in terms of getting our hair done, getting our nails done. We talk about massages. And I don't think we understand, and we think about a relaxation massage, which is what I had technically, but my masseuse, she's on something different. She is, and she has the softest, like the gentlest voice, sweet disposition. And then she gets after it and she finds every muscle, like every small muscle that is somehow tense, because I carry a lot of tension. That's probably trauma carryover and coping mechanisms and things that, fall back into. And it's the fact that I try to work out regularly. So just all those things. I do carry a lot of tension, and I'm not even aware of how much tension I'm carrying. Oh, how about that? You're often not aware of how much tension you're carrying. And because you are functional, and because you are getting things done, and because you feel okay, you have no idea until something like, recently I had an event at my house, and because I don't often have events at my house, I'm like, okay, is this right? Do I have this in place? It's a whole thing for me. And by the end of it, my husband was like, do you need a massage? It is actually time for that. So that's why I went. And it wasn't until I know the areas that I normally have issues, right? You do too. Like even in life, the areas that are tricky, sticking points, even relating to your children, the areas where y'all tend to have issues, and it's a struggle. And you know that going in, and you're prepared for that. And then you get on the table for the massage. She's finding things I was not aware that was tender. I did not know that that was a sore spot for me until she poked it. And I was on that table, wincing and trying to do my deep breaths and 4 count in, 8 count out, all of that stuff, trying to persevere. Because one, the temptation is when you are processing through something that has been hurtful, even traumatic for you, or you're on a table getting a massage and she has found tender points you didn't know were tender. The tendency is to yank away, to pull away. And that, knowing that was my tendency, I decided, okay, breathe through this. Breathe through it. Because what I want is on the other side of her pressing into this painful point. I want the release. I want to relax. I want to not be tender in that spot once I leave here. Or if I'm still tender because she has been pressing on it, I am now recovering. I'm not tender because I'm tense and I'm holding on to stuff that I have no business holding on to. I'm now tender because it has been worked through and now I can recover. So that's what I want. But yeah, that tendency is to pull away. So it's one thing when you go through a process for healing or to work through things, and you kind of know in advance, okay, this is going to be an issue for me, and you prepare yourself to go through that. It's another thing when she is finding spots that are tender that you did not know were there. And what do you want to do? Like at one point, I wanted to kick her, or I wanted to get up and leave, because it was like, if she's not going to stop, something's going to has to happen. Either she stops or I leave. And I'm having to talk to myself and be like, first of all, you have paid for this. Second of all, this is part of the process. This is part of recovery. is it's going to hurt. And number two, you know this because you're a doctor, and you know how many times you've had to hurt people to help people, and how even it broke your heart to do it. It breaks your heart to have to give a child an IV. It, because they are already not doing well, and then you are having to hurt them in order to give them what they need so you can help them. And it is the same for all of us, whether we're on a table getting a massage, or we're in a therapy session working through past stuff, or we are confronted with things as we are parenting our children that trigger us and remind us of a similar situation when we were children, and how that was handled, and how it hurt us, and how we don't want to repeat that, but we don't know how to not repeat that. And so we realize we have to do some work to deal with some things. And sometimes you can go and get a therapist, but sometimes you have to talk to yourself, like right in that moment, or you have to excuse yourself and think about and think through how else you can handle this. And if you can't figure out another way, then the decision is, I need to go and get some help to figure out another way, because I don't want to do the things that were done to me. Like, so we all have these experiences where we're going along doing our thing and something pops up and we did not realize that was a sore spot until somebody poked it. And sometimes you have to intentionally go somewhere for somebody to poke something, to find something that you were not looking for them to find. Maybe you were going for them to deal with something else. I'm here for you to see about A, B, and C. And while they're dealing with A, B, and C, here comes X, Y, and Z. And the tendency, our human nature is bump everything. I forget A, B, C, and certainly forget X, Y, and Z. But I just want to encourage you today that after a wonderful relaxation massage that I have had, I'm a little sore in some areas, but I am the better for it. I am generally more relaxed. It's a nice rainy day. I'm going to go and continue to relax. I'm going to go have myself an early lunch and recover. Am I sore? Yes. Maybe I'll have an Epsom salt bath. Like sometimes the self-recovery, that's another thing. Sometimes the self-care can lead to more self-care. Because I was just going to get a massage. I had no idea she was going to be releasing all kind of things that were tense in me. And now that I'm sore, now I get to have an Epsom salt bath if I care to. So I just want to encourage you. I'm all for getting the nails done, getting the hair done, going to a makeup artist and getting your face done special. But sometimes self-care is about a little pain in order for you to prosper in a certain area. And let's not neglect that. Let's not neglect that, because sometimes that's the most important self-care. It's called Motherhood Unmasked for a reason. We love the things that sort of cover up and make us look more presentable, or at least make us feel good because we look good, but really deep down we still feel like trash. What I'm encouraging you to do is to get down into the areas that feel like a little trash on the inside. And if you can't get there yourself, surrender yourself to someone whose whole job is to go search and find what is ailing you and taking care of it. So that was it. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, when it comes to you being the mother of your children, you are the woman for the job. Until next time, take care.